it's Rhonda. Welcome back to Bake with Ro. This month we are focusing on lemon. So all 4 of the videos we're releasing this month have a lemon theme. We are only actually using our mixer once this month. Everything else that we're doing, we're going to do by hand. This is our prep day. The item that we're making next week requires some candied lemon peel and some raspberry simple syrup. So today we're going to make those. They will both keep. The raspberry simple syrup will keep for a week in the fridge very easily, and the candied lemon peels will keep if you have them covered airtight. So I already have most of my lemon peels ready, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one more. This recipe calls for the peels of 4 lemons. I'm actually using 5 because I did 4 and I'm going to cut up another one. And 2 cups of sugar. That's all. It also calls for several boils in water. That takes all the bitterness out of the pith of the lemon. The absolute easiest way to do this is to slice the lemon first. It doesn't make a difference if you don't have a beautiful slice here because it's this part we want anyway. So I just slice them all right down, about 1/4 of an inch thick. If I think one is too thick later, I can always go ahead and take my super sharp paring knife and slice it in half. So there we go. And then all we do is take them and cut them in half. And then we just peel them like we're peeling an orange. This is the easiest way to get this done. Once you have it, you can pretty much just run your fingernail or your thumbnail down, pull out all of the middle, and there you go. I will be cutting these up into smaller chunks later on, but I originally make them this way because I just think that the rounded peels are much prettier. And if I want to use the rounded peels for something else, then I can. I have not yet determined a good thing to use these for. My husband, Andy, recommended squeezing them first, because obviously since we're doing lemon this month, we're going to be squeezing a lot of lemons. But I think that messes up the peel and they don't look as pretty. So I will be on the lookout for something I can do with these. They'd probably be great to add to a sangria or to lemonade. Well, not lemonade because they're lemons and you already have that.
Iced tea.
Iced tea. Thank you, Anna. That was what I was going for.
Or even
to add them to iced tea.
Even water with a little bit of mint.
Yes, water with mint. They also, a lot of people drink warm lemon water in the morning. So if you have a use for them, by all means keep them. Throw them in like a little Rubbermaid, pop them in the fridge, and pull them out as you need them. These actually are just about done. That's a tough one. I might just say never mind. If it breaks in half, don't worry about that either. Like I said, we are going to cut them into chunks later. This is not time consuming. It doesn't take a lot of work. It's very easy, I think, very easy to do. It requires a little bit of patience because what we do, like I said, to get these so that they're not so bitter, we plunge them in cold water in a pan, and I've already got some cold water in here. And then we boil them. Once they're boiled, we're going to go ahead and we're going to drain them. We're going to put more cold water in. We're going to boil them we're going to do that 2 more times. So you boil them in cold water, fresh cold water, a total of 3 times. And then we're going to make the simple syrup to let them simmer in until the pith is translucent. So I'm going to set these, I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to set these on the stove and let them start boiling. I'm grabbing a little dish towel. The second thing we're going to make is a raspberry simple syrup. So simple syrup is basically sugar water. The ratio of sugar to water can change depending on what you want to use it for. A lot of times in alcoholic beverages that call for simple syrup, it's 2 parts sugar to 1 part water. In a cake, if you're using a simple syrup to soak a cake so that it's really moist and sweet, it's 1 part water to 1 part sugar. That's what this is. So this is 2 cups of sugar and 2 cups of water. And all I'm going to do with this, you can hear it bubbling. I forgot my spatula. And I do have one of my little spatulas here. It's silicone. I'm going to stir that in, stir that up just a little bit. And then I'm going to add 1 package of raspberries from the grocery store. They're rinsed well. They all look very nice. They all look very good. So we're just going to add these right in there. This is a 6-ounce package. This will make a lot of simple syrup. We don't need it all for the recipe we're using it for. So we can use it for other things. And those will become clear later. But one of the things you could use it for is to make an awesome champagne cocktail. You could use it in a sangria, although I will tell you I tried that myself when I was testing this recipe and creating this recipe, and it was way too sweet in a sangria. I would use a really super dry wine if you were going to do that. But this right here just needs to go on the stove. This is even simpler, no pun intended, than the lemons, because all this does is boil. All you do is put it on the stove, let it come to a boil, and stir it every once in a while. Stir it gently, and then when it's done, we're going to strain it all out, and we're going to set it aside to cool, and then we'll put it in an airtight container in the fridge. So we will be back after we are ready to move forward with these 2 things. Okay, welcome back. We have our lemons that have been boiled in cold water 3 times. That is my oven you hear. I just preheated it to 170. I put it on the absolute lowest setting it will go on. And the reason for that is, once my lemons have finished boiling in the simple syrup, and this is still a little hot, I'm gonna put them on a cookie sheet with a cooling rack, and I'm gonna tuck them in the oven and let them dry out just a little bit. I'm just gonna help them along. And I will probably leave them in the oven for up to an hour. It'll dry them out really nice so they're not gonna be all sticky and mushy, and it will leave them just tacky enough that you can still dust them with the sugar. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go ahead and I've got my 2 cups of sugar and 2 cups of water. And then right here, I have these hot lemon peels you might be able to see. They have been boiled, they've been boiled 3 times in cold water so that they've got a lot of the bitterness taken out of them. And boiling them in the simple syrup is just going to make that even better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this on the stove. These will need to simmer for quite a while. Like I said, you want to boil them until the pith, which is the white part, is pretty translucent. Then you'll know that you've really got them saturated with the simple syrup and that all of that bitterness is gone. So I'm going to go set this on the stove and then we'll finish up the raspberry. So the raspberry is all done. It is, I don't know if you can see, it's very dark. The berries are quite broken up. It boiled for just a little bit. It didn't have to boil for a super long time. It got nice and dark, and that's exactly what we want. So all we're gonna do for this to finish it off is we're gonna pour it through a strainer. See if I can't do this without spilling it all over the counter. Nope, I can't. Into a bowl. And I'm gonna stop because that bowl is getting pretty full. And basically we just want all of that, that raspberry goodness with none of the seeds. This will be moved off camera because it's gonna spill. Shut up, Anna. It's gonna spill everywhere. Perhaps we should have used a bigger bowl.
Next time.
So all I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna let it cool to room temperature for a little bit, and then I'm gonna tuck it into a airtight Rubbermaid container and pop it in the fridge. And this is done and ready for me to use for the cake that we'll be making next week. On the lemon peels, once they're done in the oven, I'm gonna let them cool, and then I'm just gonna put a little bit of granulated sugar in a baggie. I'm gonna put the lemon peels in there and I'm gonna shake them all up. Then I'm gonna let them dry out a little bit more, and then I'm gonna tuck them into an airtight container, but not put them in the fridge. Cool and dry, and your fridge is not dry. So thanks for watching this one. If you get a chance and you can make these things, we're gonna use them in a really cool way next week.